All right, so welcome to another rapid fire business story of the week. This is part of our rapid fire series, and today we have an incredible guest with us, someone who's achieved extraordinary success and is here to share their unique business journey with you. We're excited to hear their insights, so let's welcome them to the show. All right, so as this is our rapid fire series, we've got 1 minute or less to answer each question. So, in a minute or less, give us the elevator pitch to your story and your life. Go.
I'm an award-winning author. I've written 4 books, The Dream That Was Worth Fighting For, and The Dream, The Legacy of My Father, The King's Dream for His Daughter, The Legacy of My Father, The Dream, and The King's Dream for His Daughter have been approved by Gauteng Basic Education to be published in school libraries. I'm a social entrepreneur award winner, and we basically inspire people to pursue their dreams and achieve them. And I've also developed a personal development tool, which is a planner, and we produce that annually. And we also have a prayer journal, because I believe a prayerful woman is a powerful woman. So I believe if people write their prayers, it's easier to follow up. With the personal development tool, the Dreamer's Daily Planner, I believe in people writing down their dreams and following them through on a daily basis. So we believe in action. Instead of just having dreams, you have to put them down. So yeah, I'm an international conference speaker and contributing writer, and yeah.
So that's fascinating, and I would love to dig a little bit deeper. So tell us a bit more about what you're working on today that you're most passionate about and believe will have the biggest impact.
I'm currently writing my 5th book, and the book is called Become a Powerful Woman in 365 Days. I believe this book will have an impact on many women. I've just started my journey as a coach, so I believe this will be a powerful tool for women because it will be like a self-help book, and also together, if they also use the planner, the Dreamer's Daily Planner together with the book, I believe it will be quite impactful. I've just been in Zimbabwe speaking to a group of women from Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Zambia, on how to become a successful entrepreneur as a woman. And I believe as a speaker, my journey is I believe I'm going far as a speaker because of the exposure that I've got. It's not my first time to speak in Zimbabwe. I've spoken at a conference in France. I've spoken in South Africa and also Zimbabwe prior to this. So I believe as a speaker, as more opportunities will be coming, I'll be able to make a great impact, especially to make people who desire to achieve their dreams and to leave a legacy that impacts generations.
So this next question is one that every entrepreneur has dealt with. Tell us about a time where you failed. We often say failure is the first step to success. So think about a time where you failed in the past. What happened? What did you learn from it?
Before I became a writer, I was in network marketing. I tried network marketing. I'm sure you know Herbalife in the States. So I did Amway and Herbalife. It didn't quite grow. I think it's because I was the products. I was not passionate about the products as much. I was more passionate about making money in the business, and I didn't quite grow my team. I also realized that with network marketing, it's about growing your team and how your team also recruits other people. So I didn't succeed in recruiting many people. And what I learned was I learned selling skills. Network marketing is a good platform if you want to sell, if you want to learn how to sell. So I think that foundation actually helped me even as an author to approach it more as from an entrepreneurial point of view. So yeah, network marketing also taught me how to interact with customers, because to talk to customers one-on-one. And I think it also helped me to appreciate that when a person says no to your product, they're not necessarily saying no to you as an individual. They're saying not now for the product, maybe later. And I've learned now as an author that when people say no to my books, it's not necessarily that they're saying no to me as an individual. They're probably saying that my book, that particular book, does not add value or meet their need or solve their problem. But as an entrepreneur, your product or service is supposed to solve a problem, meet a need, or add value to the customer. So when a person says no, I understand and I move on to the next one. But it's some of those things were things that I learned when I was doing network marketing, though I ended up not pursuing it. But to those people who appreciate the products and who are passionate about products like beauty products, I would recommend them to do it. But for me, it didn't work.
That's fascinating. That's fascinating. And we're definitely going to have you back on the show to dive deeper into each of these questions. But for now, one thing that I often say is, and I tell this to my employees and the people who work with me and for me all the time, is that when a tree falls in the forest, if nobody hears it, did that tree actually fall? This brings me to this next question. How do you make sure that all of these amazing projects that you're involved in get noticed? What marketing and advertising methods have worked best for you? You've got a minute. Let's go.
I think as an entrepreneur, you need inner motivation. If you understand your why, then it's not difficult to pursue the how. And for me, social media has helped a lot in marketing my books and my services, and word of mouth has also helped quite a lot. I also have realized that as an author, you need to go out where the people are. Sometimes you think if you're just in an office, people will come buy books. But for me, what has worked, if I'm invited to speak at a conference, at a workshop, on a training, I make sure I get an opportunity to talk about my books, or I ask the host to make me, for them to talk about my books, or for me to say something about my book so that people know. And I've realized that what has worked, especially with the marketing, when people hear, if I present, it's easier for people to connect with my work than if I'm just going on social media and saying, please come buy my books and something like that. So having some presentations, some talk shows on social media helps, because when people see value in what you're sharing, then they want to know more, then they can buy the books. So that has quite helped me in marketing. But what has kept me going despite the rejections is because I believe in what I am doing, and it's part of my purpose, and I have self-drive, and I've got the vision of where I want to go. So I know that these fallbacks, they're just temporary. And if one person says no, there could be 9 out of 10 who are going to say yes. So I keep pushing
That was so awesome. We're definitely going to dive deeper into this on a later show. And as we approach our last question, before we ask people how people can get a hold of you, how people can reach you, learn more about the work that you're doing in your company, and we will include all that information in the show notes, what I wanted to ask you is, what is one piece of advice that you would offer to your younger self, to our audience, and to somebody, especially somebody who's just starting out in the same niche that you're in, but just doesn't know how to start or get going?
The advice I would give to the young me, growing up, I didn't think I would be an author actually. I wanted to be a doctor at some stage, a pharmacist, and I ended up being an accountant, which is something that I write in my book. But becoming an author is something that developed when I was searching myself. Because when I got married, I became a stay-at-home mom. But when my children were growing, I realized that I had some time on my hands and I needed to do some maybe side hustle and search myself. And I also started by presenting with Toastmasters. And when I did some presentation at Toastmasters, people would tell me that I was a good storyteller. And whenever I shared my testimony, which is my first book, The Dream That I Was Worth Fighting For, people would recommend why I wouldn't put it in a book. When I went for radio interviews, TV interviews, I then was compelled to put it in writing so that it would reach more people. So if I would tell the younger me, I would tell them that purpose is not a straight line. You cannot say because I am good at accounting, that's all I can do. When you are walking with God, God opens doors. And after writing my first book, the feedback that I got led me to write the second book. Apparently, when I went to see my publishing consultant after writing my first book, I went to a consultant for them to just give me advice on what the topic, the title of my book would be. So when I shared with the consultant my story, she then said, no, from what we are saying, but initially I had given the book the title Sold Out for Jesus. Then she said, no, but from what you are sharing, there's nothing that's showing me that you're sold out for Jesus. Why don't you go and come up with a title with something to do with a dream? So I came up with 3 titles, and then she chose The Dream That I Was Worth Fighting For, which then led to the next book, The Dream. Then led to the planner, the Dreamer's Daily Planner, which led to the 3rd book, The King's Dream for His Daughter. So as you search yourself, be open-minded and grow, because as you grow, you find out some areas in your life that you probably never thought of. So I would urge even young authors who are starting the journey, don't be open-minded and be prepared to grow. The way I started writing and the way I write now is so different because I have grown. So if you can find mentors, those who are writing your genre, if you like, you learn from them. You always learn. You be open. There's no time in the way you can get and say you know it all. You always get to learn. Learn from those who have walked the journey before and grow. Keep growing. To be a good author, you need to be an avid reader. You need to learn to read and to keep developing yourself. And many people as authors, they don't take it as a business. But if you want to grow, those people who have done well as authors, the Jim Rohns, Miles Monroe, they took it as a business. So as much as they wrote the book, they learned other factors, the marketing, the sales, the how to minimize costs and all those things, how to deal with customers. So when an author, don't just take it as I'm a writer. You need to learn more, even on how to generate more income streams from just being an author. So learn from others, be prepared to grow, be open-minded, and discover yourself. As you discover yourself, as you grow, you also become a better author, and you also realize even some topics that you didn't think you had in you, and you find, and appreciate feedback. Feedback is very important. As the readers give you feedback, work on it, improve, and become a better author. And yeah.
Amazing stuff. We're going to have to thank our guest today for being a guest on Business Story of the Week. And before we cut out on this episode, I wanted to ask you, how can people get a hold of you? How can people learn more about what you're doing? And how do people engage with you? And we will transcribe this and put it in the show notes for everybody to find.
Thank you very much for having me on the show. If people want to get hold of me, my website is www.tafadzwamazibukospeaks.co.za. We have got a Facebook page, The Dream That Was Worth Fighting For. We also have a YouTube channel, The Dream That Was Worth Fighting For. So if people want to write an email, they can write to tafadzwamazibukospeaks.co.za. And if it's something relevant to what I do, I will respond. Then we pick it up from there.
All right, amazing. So you did it. Thank you for being a guest on the show today. Let me tell you what you can expect next. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all this, we're going to cut it into an episode. It will go on the Business Story of the Week page. So make sure you go on Apple Podcasts, review us, like us, go on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to us on Spotify, and this will come out in the next 30 days or so, depending on our workload and how many shows we have. We have had a lot of interest in the show lately, so we may be a little backed up, but the show will get out. In the meanwhile, we will send you clips that feel free to share on social. Also, the full episode, feel free to share any way that you like. The content is yours to share and put out there. We just ask that you mark us and tag us in the notes if you do. So in the copy, put hashtag Business Story of the Week, link back to us. We would appreciate that. And if you think that you might be interested in doing more podcasts, live ones and studio ones, Zoom ones, Riverside ones, there's a whole host of shows that likely, if you did this one and succeeded, you would probably be really great at, and a great way of getting your message out. So your host will talk to you about potentially getting you booked on a strategy call for a Business Story of the Week's sister company, Podcast Cola, or becoming a YouTube influencer through Viral Mirage. Thanks again for being a part of this. Looking forward to working with you.